Hey everyone, this is third episode of our JavaScript Interview Preparation Series. Today we will uncover the most important and powerful part of JavaScript, that is functions. Functions are everywhere in JavaScript, whether you are building a website, handling data, or cracking an interview. Functions are at the core. So now let me show you some magic. Imagine you want to greet user every time when they open the app. So how you will do? We will console.log hello BuildHeavenDev. So you will do like this, right? You have to console every time. Whenever they are open the apps, it should console. So if you need twice, you have to copy every time that one. So when we will do the 10 times, our code will be messy. So here we can optimize. So what we will do is, here functions comes into the picture. Just write a function, say hello, and put the console inside that function. And now call that function, say hello. It will give the same result as earlier, but it is a more organized way, so we can reuse. If tomorrow we need twice, so we can call this function and we can see the output, same thing, right? So this is the beauty of function. So we can reuse our code and our code will be clean. So next part is function declaration versus function expression. Now we will comment this one. We'll write one by one and we'll see the exact differentiation. First one, we'll write the function declaration. How we will write function add a comma b. We just want to add the two values a plus b. We'll console here console.log add 2 comma 5. So what will be the answer? So as you can see, console was printed 7. So now we'll write code for function expression. How we'll write const multiply function, and we'll take a and b and return a into b. So in console log multiply 5 into 2, as expected it will give 10. So both are working same way, right? It's similar. But now here the twist. What we will do is, we'll take this console and we'll paste before our function is declared. Both we'll do for function expression and function declaration. Now let's run the code. For function declaration, it was working fine and it was giving 7. And for function expression, it was giving reference error, cannot access multiply before initialization. So this is the main difference. Like, function expression are hoisted but with undefined. But function declaration are hoisted with the entire copy of that function. If you have watched my hosting videos, so you have already understand that why it was happening. In the memory creation phase, the multiply treat as like a variable. So for variable, what they used to allocate the memory? So they used to allocate undefined, right? So the same thing they used to do for here. That's why we are not able to access the function expression. So keep in mind, both are hosted, but for function declaration hosted with the copy of that function, and for function expression it was hosted with the undefined. So now we'll move to next topic, arrow function. What is arrow function? So arrow functions are modern way of writing functions. It came after ES6. So let's write arrow function. Const divide a comma b, and what we will do is 6 divided 2, right? So what we will do, a divided 2, a divided b, and let's console 6 2. Let's run it. As expected, it was giving 3. So if you are thinking arrow functions and the normal functions both are same, it was not actually the same. It was not actually the same. It was look like normal function. So the main difference is arrow function does not have their own this context. So they used to take their surrounding, or we can say lexical, this context. So we will see more about this actual, what actually this keyword is in the next episode, upcoming episode. But for now, for your understanding, arrow function are not same as normal function, but it work like same. Let's see. If we will try to access before initialization, as same, key cannot access divide before initialization. But if it is a normal function, you can access. So in arrow function, keep in mind 3 things. Arrow functions are, keep in mind these 3 things. Function declarations hoisted fully, function expressions hoisted as undefined. Arrow functions also behave like variables. Keep these things in mind. Now we will move into the next part, that is what is parameter and argument. So function, parameter and argument are like heart of function. So let's write a function greet name console.log hello, and paste the name. So what actually will this function will do? This function will take as a parameter name and they will console it. And what we will do is greet BuildHeavenDev. So it will display as hello BuildHeavenDev. So what we are passing here, this is basically argument, and what we are taking in the function, that is basically parameter. I hope you understood this one. So if tomorrow we need dynamic data printing, so we just have to pass another data, like copy this one, hello John. So we don't have to write the same function again and again. So that is why parameters and arguments comes into the picture. So what happened if you forgot to pass the name? What will happen? It will show undefined, right? So here default value comes into the pictures. What is default value? As the name suggests, when we will not pass anything, there should be something by default. That is only default values. If I forgot, for an example, somehow if I forgot, so it should not be printing undefined. So for that, what we have to do is, whatever you wanted to give a default value, just write here. For an example, I wanted to give a default value Dev. If someone forgot to give the name, so it will print hello Dev. So this is how actually default values work. So this is very useful when you don't have always data. You have to give this default values. So our next part is functions are first class citizen. What does that mean? You can store function in a variable, you can pass them in as argument, you can even return them from a function. So if you are not getting, I will give you a practical example so you'll understand better. For your reference here, I'm keeping, you can store function in a variable, You can pass them as argument. You can even return them from another function. Let's give an example. Write a function square square x, and we will return x into x, right? This is the formula of square. Now what we will do is we will calculate. We'll write another function called calculate, and what this calculate will take as a parameter, it will take a function how to calculate that square, and it will take a value and it will print it. Okay, so and it will print the answer. Console.log function with the value. So this is very simple. This is how it will work actually. We have one square function and we have one calculate function. So now this calculate function will do, it will take another function as an parameter, as we already discussed. You can you can pass a function as an argument. So how we can pass a function as an argument? What we will do is we will take this calculate and we'll pass square. We'll pass square and we'll pass what value we want to make square. For now we want for 5. Let's run it. For 5 square is 25, right? So this is basically called functions are first class citizen. These are called functions of first class citizen. Here I am passing a function as an argument. Isn't it cool? This is the foundation of concept like callback, higher order functions and functional programming. We will make individual like what is callback, higher order function. We will make in-depth video for each topics. So now what we will do is we can make nested functions also. How it will actually work is, for an example, here we will write a function outer function, and inside what we'll do is we will write a inner function. So what inner function will do is, for an example, here I have write a variable const outer var equal to, the value is I am outside. I am outside. So this variable can be accessed in the inner function also. Console.log outer var. Inner function can access the outer function's variable. Now what we will do, we will just call the inner function and we will call the now outer function. That's it. Now it was giving the output as I am outside. So the inner function can access the outer function. This concept is the door to say very powerful, that is closure. In the next episode, we will dive into closure in JavaScript, one of the most asked topic in interview. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like, subscribe and share with your friends who are preparing. I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.